Keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. You know, enemies will bring out the best in you because they challenge you. They take you outside of your comfort zone and they throw you in the deep end. They cause you to fight, yeah, physically or non-physically. They cause you, they give you that resistance, yeah, so you need to push back. Friends don't do that. Friends keep you in the comfort zone, and the comfort zone is the danger zone. Trust me. Now, I've got a few little stories. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so maybe just watch it in segments, but enjoy the video. So the first one where I experienced, this is not in chronological order as well, but this is one of the first times I actually realized, yeah, you need to keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. One time I was fired from work, and I was fired from my full-time job. I was working for the local council and it was my full-time job. I'd done my apprenticeship with them. I'd worked with them for 5 years and I got fired. And guess who fired me? A trade union got me fired. A trade union grassed me up. Now, if you don't know what a trade union is, yeah, a trade union is a person who defends the workers. Yeah? Someone who fights a flipping worker's corner when they're going to get in trouble and potentially be fired. This guy grassed me up and got me fired. That don't even make no sense. But do you know why he did it? Well, he was a manager and a trade union at the same time, which don't make no fucking sense. Managers fire people and trade unions defend them and try to stop them getting fired. And he grasped me up. But anyway, it was a good flipping thing that he got me fired, yeah? Because I was due to get fired anyway. I was just really taking a piss out of work. Yeah, I was working for the council and I used to just I was a law unto myself. I used to just do what the fuck I wanted. But anyway, he got me fired and it was a good thing I got fired because I was going to hand in my resignation. This was 2017 March. I wanted to resign and I decided, you know what, let me buy a property before I resign. So in 2016 November, I went and looked for properties, and now it's the property I'm in now. And I was going ahead with buying it anyway, but I decided, you know, let me buy a property before I resign, because then I'm going to be on my own, and then, you know, for 2 years I might not be able to buy a property because it's going to be difficult as a self-employed electrician to buy a property, as opposed to when you're PAYE, pay as you earn, you've got a full-time job, full-time contract. It's easy to get a mortgage. All you need is 3 months pay slips. And sometimes, even nowadays, I've spoken to mortgage brokers and they say that sometimes you just need the contract to say that you're employed. This is how much you're earning. So yeah, I went out of my way. I actually did complete the purchase, but I got fired during that time. Now, it's a good thing I got fired because you never know, right? I completed at the end of January, 2nd of February, that's when I actually picked up the keys. But I got fired just before that. You never know, right? When I handed in my resignation, when it got close to the time, 31st of March, I might have pulled out. You never know. Something might happen. Some money trouble, some money problems might happen. And I think to myself, you know what? March the 31st is too soon. I might need to just push this back. Let me just push this back to July. July comes. Oh, you know what? I'm not ready at this moment. December. Yeah, that procrastination at its finest or its worst, whatever way you want to look at it. Yeah, December comes. Oh, do you know what? 2032. Wow, there's people like that. Trust me, there's people here, yeah, watching this right now. Yeah, they've been wanting to do something and keep prolonging it. That's the ultimate, and that's the worst procrastination. Yeah? So I'm glad I got fired. If I never got fired from that job, I would never have bought that property in Egypt. And I know when I go out there, that is going to lead to greater things. I'm telling you, because if you do the same thing every single day, you're never going to encounter new things, really. So you're never going to put yourself in a position to even think outside the box and do new things. When I go to Egypt, and one thing with going to Egypt as well, when I furnished the property, I spoke to my girlfriend and I spoke to my close friend as well, and they both said, nah, Jay, you should just furnish it yourself, you know, because it's going to be a lot cheaper. And then I thought to myself, yeah, they're fucking right. Forget about the money. When I go out there, when I go and furnish the place properly, furnish the place by myself, I'm going to need to hire people to build cupboards and build kitchens, stuff like that. Then I'm going to make new contacts. And when I make new contacts in a new country, I know this brain is going to get to working. I'm going to go out there and I probably will see something and think to myself, why have they not got this? And I could potentially start a business. Or I could see something out there and think, why have we not got that in the UK? But if you do the same thing over and over again, you fucking get on the train at fucking Euston, and then you ride the Victoria line for 2 stops, and then you get off work, and then you're just doing the same thing over and over again. You're never going to encounter nothing different. You're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're going round and round in a circle, and you're never going to expose yourself to anything different. Whereas you try new things. Oh yeah, I'm going to go to this country for business purposes. Something will come out of it, especially if you've got an entrepreneur's mind as well. So that is why I'm glad that I got fired from my workplace, because it put me in a different realm. Yeah? It's easy to just go to work and be comfortable. It's not easy to be uncomfortable, and a lot of people are scared of being uncomfortable. Well, if you're going to be successful, you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And right now, I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable. Not too long ago, I got fired from work. I don't give a fuck. Partly because I made sacrifices to save a lot of money, so now I can chill. So now, my biggest problem is, should I buy another property or should I start a business? That's the problem I have, yeah? But if you do the same thing over and over again, work Monday to Friday, party on the weekend, you're not doing anything new, you're not making any sacrifice, your problem will be when you get fired from work or you get laid off, unfortunately, fuck, I need to get a job yesterday. Not even today, I need to get a job yesterday because my finances are so shit. I've never made no sacrifice. I've done the same thing over and over again that now I'm in a point where I'm just fucking shitting myself because I'm scared because I ain't got no money. Yeah? So getting fired from work put me in a position where I was uncomfortable and I had to be really smart with my money. I've always been smart with my money, but it just made me that bit smarter. Story number 2. So this was when I was on road. I was on a bus once with my cousin, and it's a hail and ride bus. It's basically what you call a hop-on bus. You know those small, tiny buses? And we're in no man's land. Yeah, you know, like there's certain areas in and around London, there's no gangs, it's not the ends, it's just an area. So we're in no man's land and we're riding this bus. Now my cousin, both of us, we flagged green bandanas at the time, but he was from a different area to me, but our 2 areas are linked up. So his man them used to come to my area and chill with my man them, and we all linked up, whatever, innit? So we're on the bus together, but we're not sitting next to each other. And we're in no man's land on this bus. And all of a sudden, not that I was wearing my bandana, because I never really used to flag my bandana, but all of a sudden, these youths have jumped on the bus and they got red bandanas in their hands. So I'm thinking like, but them man there is from the other side. I'm thinking like, okay, them man are from that area, that side, innit? So I'm thinking, okay, boom. So I just knew, you know when you could just see trouble in it, yeah? Like man, I had foresight and I just knew something was gonna kick off. So boom, I'm sitting right in the middle, and obviously, bad boy, back in the day, you know, everyone wants to sit at the back of the bus. So he's approached me now, and he wants to slide in, so he's like, move over. So I've jumped up like, what? I weren't ready for it. I was not ready for it. I weren't on this thing like that. Yeah, I weren't hard body at that time like that. This youth's like, what? Are you from such and such area? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what? Do you roll with them, man? I'm like, yeah. And he's grabbed me up and threw me into the corner of the bus, yeah, and trapped me. And man was like, I was holding him, but boy, a man weren't putting up that fight, yeah. And I expected my cousin to back the thing, yeah, because just like basically should be a 2-on-2. My youth, yeah, must have threw one punch. He must have missed the guy, and then he's basically at the back of the bus. There's an emergency exit. My man's opened up the door, jumped off the bus, and ran off and left me. So I'd not even happened to me. I didn't get stabbed or nothing, but the guy was saying, yeah, I'm gonna stab you up and all that. It was all a hype thing, whatever, innit? But anyway, when that happened, I turned mad, yeah? And that made me become like a fighter and like not take shit from no one. So I bucked up with the boy, And we had a little fight, and from then I was like, yeah, boom, like I'm ready now. And cause back then, yeah, like I was on road, and you know I was in the gang, but I weren't on this thing. Cause trust me, on road, there's bare man that are on road and they roll around with the gang, but them themselves is not on this thing. Yeah, even when I got rushed, that weren't the turning point for me to become on this thing. That was the turning point to say, yeah, I'm involved now. Like, you know, I've been initiated, involuntary initiation now. I'm involved in the gang, but I weren't on this thing. And you know what, man? I'm so glad that that guy chiefed me up on the bus, and it turned me kind of a bit mad, yeah, and it turned me hard body, because that set me up for when I went to jail. Now, I'm not saying, yeah, that it's a good thing that I went to jail, but it made me cope with jail, because in jail, let me tell you something about jail, yeah? If you're on road right now and you're doing stuff you're not supposed to, yeah, and you could be catching a case or whatever, because if you're doing stuff you're not supposed to, there's always an opportunity for you to go to jail, innit, yeah? Let me tell you something right now. If you're on road and you're trapping or you're gang banging or whatever, if you're not really on this thing, if you're not a hard body person, you ain't got a heart, bruv, jail will consume you. You cannot go to jail and not be on this thing. If you're not on this thing, you're fucked, bruv. If you're not on this thing, if you're not on fighting anyone, you will be a victim in jail, bruv. But man will be extorting you, but man see it in jail. No one tried a thing on me, because when you're about this thing, bro, and you're serious, you just ooze that energy, and not many people will try. And I'm not saying that no one will ever test you, but when you've got that energy about you, people know who to fuck with, innit? And back then, like after that incident happened, I was about this. Now I was getting involved in the wrong thing, but at least it made me tough. Yeah? It put me in a position where no one could prick me, no one could step to me. And you know, I needed that jail experience to get on the right path. Because after I left jail, I got that apprenticeship with Haringey Council that I later got fired from. But if I didn't go to jail, I would have never have had that apprenticeship. So sometimes bad and negative events lead to good and positive things. But I'm so glad that guy chiefed me up, because there's been times I had little fights and stuff and been pricked and stuff. But that time, that was it. And when a man say, fuck this, I'm not having this no more, I wasn't having it. And that turned me like, yeah, I'm a fighter now. No one could try to chief me up. No one could try to bully me. So I'm glad that time I got chiefed up on the bus, because it made me tough. Number 3. Nah, it's not the end of the video. It's not stay away. This is number 3, yeah. But yeah, we throw out them W's all day long, yeah. Number 3. I broke up with my ex. Yeah. So back in the day, I had one beautiful ex-girlfriend. Yeah. She was Indian, like a Sikh, but she looked like she was mixed race, because she wasn't your typical Indian girl or nothing like that, right? She was more urban, so like she had swag. This girl used to wear 200, 300 pounds, True Religions, Prada trainers, and all expensive jacket. God knows what she's on now. She's probably on Balenciaga and Gucci and all of that shit. But back then, like her swag was 2 on point, and she was 17. But the problem was she was a compulsive liar, and she actually, I can't believe she done this. She took me to a viewing to go and view a property in Chingford, and she made it out that her grandma was going to buy us the property. Now, it could have been true, but I doubt it. I'm just assuming that she was a compulsive liar. Like, this property was way out of range. I couldn't even afford this property right now. Maybe a 10% deposit, but I wouldn't be able to afford the mortgage on this property. The property was worth like 450, 500 grand at the time. And she took us to go and view this property. Just me and her, we viewed this property. Now she's 17, I'm 19 at the time. The woman and the man that was hosting the viewing of their property must be thinking, what the fuck? Like, these little kids are coming and thinking that they're gonna buy this property. Well, they must have some sponsorships, like some grandparents. So let's just assume it was a lie. But you know what happened? A good thing came from that. I thought to myself, because me, I'm a man, I visualize stuff, and I think to myself, back then, like, that's when I wanted a family and kids and stuff. Not anymore. But anyway, I wanted a family and kids and stuff. And I thought to myself, yeah, man, this would be the perfect place to, you know, raise a family, have a wife, have some children and stuff like that. And she took that dream away from me, which was a good thing. Because after we broke up, I thought to myself, well, now I've got this in my mind. I've got this vision of having a house and having a family and stuff. And someone's taking it off of me, but that ain't the end, yeah? I'm gonna achieve this myself. So that's what kind of kick-started the ambition. I always like wanted to maybe be great, but I weren't serious about it. But when that happened, I was like, you know what? I've got this vision, I've got this goal. This is what is going to make me successful now. Chasing this vision, chasing this dream, chasing this goal. So I'm so glad my ex-girlfriend lied to me and put this vision in my mind, because then when it disappeared and I thought to myself, the only person who's going to get this is me, that's what started the ambition. That's what really kick-started the focusedness. So I'm glad that my ex-girlfriend broke up with me, because it put me on the right path. Last but not least, number 4. At my last construction site, I had a project manager, and he was a nightmare. He was a nightmare. He was just firing people left, right, and center. But you know what? He's one of the best managers I've ever had, because he had the whole workplace shook. He didn't want anyone doing anything dangerous. If you're caught doing something dangerous, you're out. One strike and you're out. No second chance. And something happened once where I had to get rid of one of my guys, and that really struck the fear into me. But it struck a good fear. It struck the fear into me where I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm taking my job that more seriously, because I genuinely enjoyed the job and I wanted to keep the job, and I didn't want to get fired from that job. That was one place I didn't want to get fired from. So he put that fear into me. He struck that fear into me, and he made me more on point. He made me take my job much more serious. And you know what? I got rewarded for it. I received a health and safety award because of my good working practice. They saw me out of 200 people on the site as, yeah, that guy, we need to give him that award. Yeah? There's no one better than him right now, so he's going to get that award. And even within the vast majority of the company, like, people were sending my name in emails and stuff, CCing my name in emails and stuff. A lot of the people in the head office, they knew me. I never knew none of these people, but one of the health and safety managers told me, yeah, your name is in the email. People know you because of that health and safety award. So that manager done something really good, yeah. And I didn't even like him at the time, like, we didn't get on. But you know what? I'm glad I had a manager like that. And you know what? Me, I'm the type of person, even if I don't like you, I don't get along with you, I call it how I see it, yeah. After I got the award, some little voucher thing, went back to the office, and they said, speech. And I was like, well, look, guys, I don't get along with such and such, but you know what? He brought out the best in me. And, you know, he must have known that obviously I got the award and that. And I said to him, look, man, you brought out the best in me. I'm not going to lie. And although we don't get along, you brought out the best in me. And that's the type of people you need in your life. You need people who are going to push you. You need people who are going to piss you off, get you angry, yeah, get you into that fight mode. People who keep you comfortable, your friends are there to shoulder to crown. Yeah, keep them people around you, but trust me, you need to keep more people that are going to make you fight, make you want to become the best version of yourself. I was fired from work, yeah. That made me want to fucking take life a bit more seriously, yeah. That made me want to buy a property in Egypt. I broke up, I got into a fight on the bus, yeah. That made me more tough. That made me not fucking, you know, take shit from people. I got dumped by my ex-girlfriend, yeah. And I thought to myself, well, this girl stole this dream away from me. I'm going to go and work for it myself. Yeah, I'm going to need to be more ambitious. I'm going to need to figure out a way so I can afford to buy a £500,000 property. You know, my manager was hard on me at work, which made me take my job a lot more seriously. Yeah? And I won a health and safety award as a byproduct of that seriousness. So you need people in your life like that. You need people who are going to test you, who are going to push you, put you outside your comfort zone. Stay wise.